He thinks he can do whatever he wants. He's just like Stanley.
Any time for her to visit would be a bad time.
I'm sorry, I know what I did wasn't right, and I thought about you every day that you were in there, Blanche. I swear I did.
Speaking about the future, we're going to meet the family in something called Alexus and Desire. First off, we'll meet Mrs. Dubois, but later on we'll meet the rest of the family. For now, welcome to Mrs. Dubois. Hello, Blanche. How are you doing today?
I would be better if these lights weren't so bright.
So can you please tell me more about the day you arrived at your sister's house?
At first, I couldn't believe that she lived there. It just seemed beneath her standards. When I first met Stanley, I knew that we would clash. As the weeks went on, our relationship got worse until it finally hit its breaking point.
So, can you please tell me how do you feel about your sister sending you to the hospital?
She's made a lot of bad decisions, so I can't really hold it against her.
Well, can you please tell us more about these bad decisions?
Well, she left Belgrade to marry that pig of a Pollock.
It really seems like there's a lot of unsolved tension between you two, and your sister and your sister's husband. So can you please, let's bring them out. Welcome, Stella and Stanley. Stella, you and Blanche had a very good relationship before this summer. Can you please tell us what happened?
Well, I was newly pregnant and really emotional, and I guess Blanche wasn't in her right state of mind. It was just all bad timing.
Any time for her to visit would be a bad time.
It sounds like you're very upset with your sister-in-law still.
Yeah, she may be Stella's sister, but she'll never be family. This crazy woman came into my house and tried to be queen.
After the break, we were here to climb as Atlantic Blanche into the hospital, and also hear from our old witness that was there at the time. Welcome back. Before the break, Stanley, Stella, and Blanche gave you an insight of what it was like to live with them that summer and what it was like for Blanche to go away. Stella, can you please tell us like Blanche to leave that day?
Well, I had just come home with a new baby, and Blanche told me that Stanley had taken advantage of her.
That's a lie.
And Stanley told me that it was just one of her lies, but I knew that I couldn't have Blanche in my house after that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's settle down, everybody. All right, let's welcome our next guest in Eunice. Everyone give a round of applause. Okay. Eunice, that summer, you were dealing with an abusive relationship, helping Stella send off Blanche. It's 10 years later now. How's your life?
I can admit it was a very chaotic summer, but since then I've gathered up the courage to leave Steve.
Wow, that must have been very hard for you.
Of course it was, but it had to be done. I was always telling Stanley how terrible it was what he was doing to Stella, but I never held Steve responsible for it.
Can you please tell us and describe Steve in detail?
He thinks he can do whatever he wants. He's just like Stanley.
I'm glad you got that situation with your husband, because it seems like a very abusive relationship. Stella, how do you feel about her leaving her abusive relationship?
Life has to go on. No matter what happens, you've got to go on. And if that's what she needed to do to move on, then that's good for her.
Yeah, maybe you need to move on, Stella.
Oh hell, Steve was just doing what he felt necessary. If that meant putting you in line once or twice, then so be it. Well, Blanche, if you hadn't ruined yourself back in Laurel, we wouldn't be in this situation right now.
Now, Stanley.
So your involvement with Blanche didn't have an effect on your relationship in any way with Stella?
She knows I get mad, isn't that right, Stella?
Well, I guess.
Oh, for gosh sake, Stella, stop. Just stop. You've been doing this for 10 years and you kept it a secret, and I'm tired of it.
The biggest question is, how can you live with Stanley after the horrible act he did?
I had a baby and nowhere else to go. I could be living on the streets.
So you locked me in a mental hospital?
I'm sorry. I know what I did wasn't right, and I thought about you every day that you were in there, Blanche. I swear I did.
Every day? Try thinking about it every sleepless night for a year. What Stanley did was wrong. I will never forgive you or him for locking me away when I needed you most.
So Blanche, what are you trying to say is you would never forgive your own sister, Stella, and you would never forgive her?
Never.
This is ridiculous. She's being made the victim. What about me? I was robbed of my rights in my own house. I'm done with you, Stella, and I'm done with all of this.
So Stella, how do you feel about the decision you made trying to save your family and destroying you?
I don't know. Stella, wait!
Well, that's it, people. I'm gonna try to go get these people, but that's it for tonight. Make sure you tune in for next week's show.